Órale, Cholo Trucker, los dos chingones boxing. Los tres chingones boxing. Shouts to all the chingones y chingonas. Oh man, I'll tell you, dog, it's been a scary, rough week, man. But we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into some boxing as well. Let's go ahead and bring in our gran chingon, el mero one, Mr. David Contreras.
Hey man, I'm reading Missing in Action. Mikey, rest in peace. What's up? I want to hear the story.
Yeah. So let me see. Where is I cabrón, I thought I had something right here. Oh no, you know what? I don't have it right here. Okay. Well, nonetheless, mira, for everybody, yeah, I see everybody in the comments. Hey man, we found them. Breaking news. Breaking news. We found him. First, there were sightings of him, like a UFO. Like, hey, but everybody came close. Finally, he is here. Let's give it up to the man that went to visit South America and lived to tell the story. From Mikey TV, one Mr. Mike Zavala.
Gentlemen, what's going on? I'm back.
Welcome back, Mikey.
I'm back. Hey, I missed you guys, man. I was stuck in, Gilligan's Island. It was Mikey's Island in Colombia. I didn't want to come back though. Yeah.
All right.
I loved it.
Mikey, there were so many rumors. One of the rumors was that you ended up marrying 3 prostitutes and they wouldn't let you go on a drunken night. The other rumor was that the perico was so good you just couldn't leave it, Holmes. That the white powder was so good you just couldn't leave, man. But Mikey, you went to Colombia, man. I want to go visit like all these Latin countries. We're gonna get into some boxing for sure, but hey, Mikey, talk to us a little bit because you're supposed to come back. What happened, man?
Man, it's time flies. You never want to come back. The beer is cold and the women are hot. Your money, you get a bang for your buck. The flights are cheap. Man, it's like you go back in time, man. Remember in the 90s, in the early 2000s, in the 90s when you used to buy sodas for 50 cents, chips were 50 cents, a plate of food was $4 or $5. That's how it is in Colombia. You want to go on a date, you waste $40, 50. It's just like you get, man. It's like you're back in the time machine, Back to the Future. Beautiful, bro. I will recommend it, bro. You say you want to go to different spots. Even Dave told me you're not gonna compare anything until you go to Colombia. And I'm like, yeah, right. This is my second time, and I'm going back in December. I love it, bro. I love it. Can't be Colombia. And they love Mexicans. They love Mexicans, bro. We're not in America where they want to deport Mexicans. They want to import Mexicans over there. They love Mexicans. Jesus Christ.
Hey, Cholo, believe it or not, they love mariachi music.
Oh, the culture.
Yeah. They love the Mexican culture. Love it.
I will say, a few years ago, shout out to all the chingones, man. We're going to get into some boxing, but look, I remember I came across a YouTube music video, rap in Espanol from Colombia, and they were like all pachucorao. They were like straight zooters. I was like, órale, serio? I'm like, okay, all right, firme, man. But you know what? I was talking to Mikey before we went on live, and yeah, man, like a lot of people want to go to Mexico and everything. Like, I want to go to a lot of these other Latino countries, man. I want to go because Mikey, you've been to Dominican Republic. You've been, and honestly, Holmes, listening to you made me think like, hey, if I speak some Espanol, man, there's a lot of other countries out there. I want to go to Argentina as well, man. But a lot of people are scared to pull that trigger, man. So, Mikey, so how long did you spend down there?
I was there 7 days, 7 nights. The 8th day we left, and then I'll give you a little story. So the 8th day we went, and then we didn't pick our seats on the way back, so we flew back to Panama, and then they told us, hey, I'm afraid that you guys don't have seats. We don't have seats for you guys. You're gonna have to stay in Panama. And everything paid for, 5-star hotel. We went crazy. We were celebrating, and then other people, they were mad. They were pissed. They were like, that other day of vacation. So I stayed in Panama, but I was there for 7 days, and I had a ball, man. It's good enough, Ed, because you have to do little, what do you call it, those excursions? Like you got to go to the islands, you got to go jet skiing and all that, and you need a day because you got to wake up early to do those things. So you can't just party, and then go wake up at 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning. You have to be there by like 7:30, 8 o'clock, and they take you on a boat places. So I think you should do 7 days. And get a couple of rest days in between to do the excursions, and then also party, of course. But you're not just there for party and the women. Maybe you are. Scratch that.
Hey! Once upon a time, I used to be able to party all night and then wake up early in the morning and go have some fun. But yeah,
Yeah,
not anymore. If I party all night, it's gonna take me the whole next day to recover,
exactly. Yeah,
So you
yeah.
guys, so you
They're
got how many flights does it take to get to Colombia?
I took 2 flights. I don't know if you could take a direct. You can ask Dave on that because he has more experience going there. But it's from California. You go to Miami, and then from Miami we stopped in Panama for like an hour and a half, whatever, and then we flew to. So I think it was 2 flights, or yeah, it was 2 to 3 flights, something like that. But I think it was 2. We flew from California to Panama. I think. I gotta make sure. I gotta make sure. I think it was from California to Panama, and Panama to
Colombia.
Colombia. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. So how long did you stay in Panama on the way back when they told you like, hey, we got nothing for you?
It was just the night. It was just the night. We were tired, so we got an extra day to rest. But we also want to walk around. I have footage. We want to walk around, and Duran, my idol, the GOAT,
Mm.
he's from Panama, so I was very excited. And yeah, so we stayed the night, 5-star hotel. We ate, drank some beers, walked around. I'm doing a podcast. Podcasting. Sorry.
That's
Yeah.
that's the FBI trying to track Mikey down, man. Let's see if he didn't bring anything back with him from Colombia. Hey, and how was Panama? Just a little bit that you got to see from it.
Yeah, I walked around the mall, walked around a little bit. How can I say, not respectfully, right? People look different. They look a little different. I don't know. They act a little bit different. Maybe I don't know. I don't have experience, but yeah. I was in Cartagena, so there was morenitos, and of course, like brown and like white. Over there in Panama, what I seen, they were a little bit like more morenitos, and I don't know. They were nice people. They're like humble. Like even in Colombia, they're not even, but Colombia, and they're humble people. I feel like a maniaco. Like I'm from LA. Like I'm criminal minded. Like I'm thinking I'm Mexican. Like I'm thinking 3 levels ahead. Now these guys are real humble and real nice. Of course, they could take advantage of me. I'm out of bounds. But real nice people, man. Real nice people.
Okay. Nice, man. Nice. All right. Hey, Mikey, is any of those countries deeply enrooted with boxing? Because in reality, when it comes to the Latino, it's basically just Mexico and Puerto Rico for the most part that are like enrooted in boxing. Anything that you see down there that has boxing roots, because you don't really hear too many Colombian boxers. Panama, which is Roberto Duran. Yeah, it's mainly Puerto Rico and Mexico.
Yeah, no, I mean, you get them once in a while. The South Americans, they're known to be killers, like Maidana and them. They're known to be killers. They don't have a lot of technique, but they're killers and they got power. But not really, not really, Ed. And right now the Dominicans are making good runs. There's a lot of good Dominican fighters coming up in the ranks. El Bronco, what's his name? Robert Garcia had him. He fought Shiraz. That guy's good. There's a couple of Dominican.
Carlos
Adames. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of the Dominicans are coming up. If I could say something about Dominicans and Colombians, the Dominicans are coming up right now. They're making a little run with their fighters. Yeah.
Yeah, I will say that, man. The Dominicans are really coming up in the sport of boxing, which is good. Which is good. You know, more and more rivalry right there. Colombia is just baseball and soccer. Okay. All right. All right. Oh, David, Mikey's back, Holmes.
Thank God, man. Thank God Mikey's back.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Missed you.
We didn't hear from him. I mean, he was supposed to be here last week. We didn't hear from him, and I shot the text. I'm like, "Hey, bro, you all right, man?" Like,
Yeah, I got
what's going on, man?
stuck on Friday. I got stuck Friday, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try to make it by the show, or try to go on the live. Nah, I got stuck. I was like, damn, I'm done. But I couldn't use my phone. So I was like, yeah, fuck, I'm done. My bad on that one, gentlemen. And yeah.
Yeah,
Demetrio,
I
you're
don't know
right.
about that one. STD free. Are you?
I wear Jimmy's. I wear a Jimmy, man.
No, I'm sure you did, man.
Hey, he washed off, man, at the beach. It's all right. It's all right, man. All right. Hey, gentlemen, we had some fights over the weekend. Let's go ahead. Let's talk about those. I actually want to start with the main event first because there's a little bit more controversy with the co-main event, and I think it was a better fight. But let's start with Eduardo Duarte goes in there, fights against Sims Jr. I thought it was a pretty good fight, pretty decent showing for Eduardo Duarte. Good stuff. I like Duarte. I do. He's just really not giving me like that it factor where it's like, okay, this guy not so much that this guy can be the next thing, but it's like, all right, he's entertaining, but I don't know how far this guy could really go. I like the guy, but David, what did you see in this fight?
You know what? He's a completely different fighter than when he fought Ryan Garcia. He'll beat Ryan Garcia now. You know, now with Robert Garcia, he's a completely even you could see it in his body structure.
Yeah,
Before, I mean, I'm not saying he was on steroids, but if anybody was on steroids, that guy was on steroids. You know what I mean? I mean, you could see it. Now you could definitely see the muscles went down. He's a better defensive fighter, a lot better defensive fighter. And you know what? He's a calculated fighter. Is he going to be the next Canelo? No, but can he be the next world champion at 140? Yes, if he doesn't fight Gary Antoine Russell. If he fights Gary Antoine Russell,
Yeah.
bro, he's not going to beat him. But if he goes against Matisse, I think he'll beat Matisse. I think he'll give him a good shot. I think if he goes against the other champ, I'm trying to think, is it Hutchinson? I think he'll give him a good shot, but not against Russell. I don't think anybody could beat, not even Teofimo could beat Russell right now. The way he fought against Rayo. If he fights it like that against Rayo, I don't think anybody could beat him. But if he just had a lucky night, then he is beatable. But no, you know what? I like this kid because tiene corazón, and you know what? He speaks and he's learning English.
he's learning English. Yeah,
He's in Canelo's first year of learning English. He's learning English, and I like that.
yeah. And I'm with you, David. When I was watching the fight, I'm like, damn, this vato looks like he's made out of plastic, man. Like he's just shining. Like if somebody was juicing, it was probably him for
It was
sure,
him.
man.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Mikey, what's your thoughts on Duarte?
Yeah, man. Good performance by Duarte. I seen Duarte the first time I saw him was with Joel Diaz, and I like this kid's gonna be good. He's gonna be good. And I don't know what happened with Joel. I guess the game plan didn't work, or it didn't work out with him. And he went with Robert, and his footwork got a little bit better. His defense got better. His techniques got better. He's a good fighter, and if you match him right, it's gonna be a war. Him versus Matisse. They're both coming forward.
Yeah.
You don't have to be. He's not going to be chasing, cutting ring, looking after you. They both come forward. It's going to be a war. It's going to be yeah. So I wouldn't mind that one. The Antoine Russell, I got to study. How can you beat Antoine Russell? He's fast. He bangs. Jesus Christ, that guy's a nightmare. Gary Antoine Russell's a nightmare. Right now, I'm gonna give the upper hand to Gary Antoine Russell, but you got to hit him to the body. You got to work the body with those type of fighters that just come and bang with you. And the antidote to beat Russell is a Mexican fighter. So I wouldn't mind that. Duarte's down to fight. You could tell this kid is old school. He's a throwback. He's down to fight. So el que caiga, in other words. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you know what, Ed? I think Robert Garcia, he learned a lot because he had Rayo when he fought Gary Antoine Russell. And you know what? He got blasted. He lost. So I think Robert will find Big G. He'll find the right antidote to beat him. I think he can with Duarte.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you think about 140 pounds, and I'm going through the names right now, I think Duarte can compete with anybody and everybody at 140. I wouldn't favor him against everybody though. I think he can give everybody a decent or good fight. but I don't think I wouldn't favor him against everybody. Um, where do you think he goes from here, David? Who should he go after?
You know what? Pitbull Cruz. I
Okay.
would love to see him fight Pitbull Cruz. Now with Robert Garcia, you know what? And he's not gonna box. This guy's gonna fight. That would be that, and against Matisse. I think that would be. I agree with Mikey. That would be a two bulls crushing, and I think Duarte has it. You know what? He looked much more disciplined. When before he was just throwing, dude, he was disciplined. I mean, the whole fight, he was disciplined. He's definitely learning a lot from Robert. And Robert's good at that. He's always brought back fighters. Madonna, we can name a lot more that have lost, and he's brought them back to be champions. So he's in the perfect stable to be a world champion. But
Okay.
Pitbull,
All right.
that's why I would like to see him fight.
Yeah.
Okay, Mikey, you on board on that, or who would you like to see him next when
Yeah.
they're with?
Yeah, match him up with Pitbull or Matisse, man. That's another fight that I was gonna mention before Dave mentioned Pitbull Cruz. That's a great fight. That's gonna be a phone booth type of fight. Two Mexicans going at it. Yeah, I like that fight. Yeah.
You know where it would be a great fight if he fought on Canelo's card. I know it's only a month away, but you know what? They used to fight like that. If we could put him and get no disrespect to Fernando Vargas' son, really put him on Canelo's, put Pitbull Cruz, and I mean, you know Fernando Vargas' son. With all the respect, I say it, dude.
Yeah.
He lost against your boy, Cholo. I mean, he lost that fight, and you know what? When he got cut up, remember?
You
And
talking
we're not
about
talking about Emiliano. We're talking about Fernando Jr.
Yeah, Fernando Jr., the older
Fernando
one.
Jr.? Yeah, the older one. Yes.
Yeah. He's the
You're
one
right.
that's supposed to fight in the Canelo fight. What I'm seeing, I don't know. It's not a fact yet, but his name's being thrown out there. His picture. He lost against your boy. You know what I mean? They
Yes.
stopped the fight. So
Yes.
instead of having him, I mean, who really wants to see this kid right now? Who wants to see? I'd rather see Emiliano, but instead of having him, having Pitbull against Duarte on that card. Why not? That'd be a great fight.
Yeah. I mean, if he could wing it, yeah, make it happen. Like you said, they used to do that before, and if he could wing it, if it's not too much. Yeah, you know what? I think somebody against it, like a Pitbull Cruz or something like that. Because fighting a Sims Jr., that didn't really get too much on the radar. But if you fight a notable name, I think that's going to put his name out there, especially since he's trying to become a star after boxing. I don't know if everybody heard that. He wants to become a novela star. Duarte, and he looks like one. Once I heard the commentator say that, I'm like, you know what? This vato looks exactly like a straight out novela star, man. Straight out. So,
Hey, Ed, but what did you think about Sims? I was impressed with Sims. You know what? Sims has a lot of cora. He has a lot of heart. That vato, you know what? He gave it all, and that dude has a lot of heart, man. I like Sims, and you know what? I want to see Sims again. I like the way he fights.
I like Sims as well. I thought he put up a good fight. He didn't win the fight. I know he said he believed he won the fight, but no, he didn't win the fight. Good fighter. I think he could go in there and give some guys some trouble. So yeah, definitely want to see him again. Hey, let me ask you guys this, man. This fight was in Chicago. They were making a big deal about it. Should there be more fights in Chicago, Mikey?
I mean, why not? Why not? There's a lot of raza in Chicago. Raza loves boxing. Maybe they could show us what they got. They for sure raza fights. You put raza in a ring, they'll display some heart. So let's see some Chi-Town fighters and see what they got. We see California, we see Texas. Let's see what Chicago brings to the table. You know what I mean?
Okay. Hey, David, what was your thoughts? They're making a big deal, like, hey, Chicago, we're bringing fights back to Chicago.
Hey, brother, I was scanning the crowd, and I've been to Chicago several times. I'm telling you, there's probably just a little bit less Chicanos in Chicago than there is in LA, believe it or not. Just a little less. Oh, dude, there is barrios, there is cities full of nothing but raza. And I would venture to say, I mean, I'm scanning the crowd. I'm watching the fight, scanning the crowd. 3/4 of the people there were Mexicanos. Not Puerto Ricanos, not negros. you know what? They were Mexican. I saw very few whites, maybe a couple of Polacks. They have a lot of Polacks in. You know what I mean? Maybe a couple of Polacks, but I didn't see very few Negros. But everybody was Chicano. You heard him yelling Mexico, Mexico,
Yeah.
dude.
Yes.
I'm telling you, that is an untouched diamond. All Oscar has to do is continue having fights there. Dude, he's going to pack places up. They love boxing in Chicago. Look at Gordo Gordito, our friend. He's from Chicago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he is from Chicago. He's from Chicago.
He Mexicano and Puerto Ricans. Mexicanos and Puerto Ricans.
There's a lot of Puerto Ricans, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, man, I'm going to make my way to Chicago one day. Definitely want to go try the pizza. Hey, look, much love to New York. I enjoyed myself in New York when I went there, but the pizza, in my opinion, is overrated. I mean, it's good, it's decent, but I want to try Chicago style New York in Chicago. But yeah, you know what? If they're having fights in, where were they having it? In Minneapolis? They were having fights like what's his name? David Morrell. They were always having fights there. I'm like, yeah, why not
Miami,
go?
yeah, Minnesota.
Yeah, have those fights in Chicago, man. If you're gonna go up there, do it in Chicago. So yeah, I'm down with it. Let's go, man. Make some fights out there and give me a reason to go over there. So yeah, I'm down with that. Gentlemen, let's go with the co-main event. There's some controversy. I don't think there's controversy for me, but Jojo Diaz gets in there against Regis Prograis. I thought it was a pretty damn good fight. I thought Jojo has spoken the same thing for a long time. Like, oh, you know what? He cleared his head. He's focused now. He's into it now. And I wasn't gonna play the fool this time. So I was just like, you know what? It ain't happening. No, I actually believe him now. At least for this fight. It was a good fight, back and forth. He had his moments. And in my opinion, I think he hurt Regis more than Regis hurt him. But if you're going to score the fight, I think Regis landed more punches, solid punches. But David, what did you see in this fight, man?
Dude, I was the one that said Jojo's done. Dude, that kid is not done. He's only 32 years old. He looks 50. He looks 50. He's not training in LA. He's training, I believe, in Texas now. And I'm trying to think who his trainer was, but he's training in Texas. This kid, you know what? He's not going to be a world champion, but he's going to give world champions problems at 140.
He's a gatekeeper.
He's a gatekeeper, and you know what? He deserves bigger fights. I'd like to see him now that he's training in Texas. And it appears that, I mean, we all make mistakes. Maybe he really is changing now. I don't think he's a Broner. All of a sudden, Broner's literally living in the streets. Now he's going to change. No, this Vato's not living in the streets, but I do believe that he's changing. And if he truly is, I want to see him fight Emiliano Vargas.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because this kid has corazon. This kid will go in, and it's not going to be an easy knockout, but he's going to fight. And that's going to show us where Emiliano's at. I like to see Jojo fight him. I love the way he fought. He fought a great fight. Yeah, he got caught up, and that's going to happen because, once again, he's another one of our warriors. You know what I mean? That cuts easy. But I love the fight. And I called it. I said, this might be the fight of the year. I said, you know what? This is going to be – they're not going to stop. And it's not going to be the fight of the year, but it was a great fight. I loved it.
I like what G Funky's saying right here, man. I'm kind of on the same boat with you on that one.
Yes.
All right, Mikey, what was your thoughts on this co-main event, man?
I was surprised, man. I was surprised. Jojo Diaz is a little guy. He's a 140 pounder. They fought at 140.
Oh, he started at 126, Mikey.
I know, and now he's at 140.
Well, they fought at 142.
Oh, 142?
Yeah, they fought at a catch weight at 142, 143, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, if good fight, great fight. They should have a second fight because it's entertaining. These guys are meant for each other. But Prograis is done. I think Prograis is done. He can't beat this little guy. He's not a 140 pounder. He's really he reminds me of Valdez. Valdez is good, but he's just a little guy. And they can't make weight in the butt. It's just they're just too little, but they're thick. Like Jojo Diaz is a little guy, but he's just a thick boy. He's big and he probably drinks a lot of beer. Uh, so that makes it hard. But man, I always like JoJo. We always talked about it. JoJo. You're like JoJo. He's always gets the short end of the stick. But he beat Farmer. I was surprising when he beat Farmer that he out hustled them. And JoJo is a gatekeeper. JoJo's a prospect gatekeeper. If you're a hot prospect and you're coming up, you need to face JoJo, and we can see if you're the real thing. Emiliano, those other prospects coming up. It's gonna be a long night versus JoJo because you're not gonna knock him out. It's gonna be 12 rounds of hell versus JoJo. So
and if he does knock him out, Mikey, then he's a real deal.
Yeah,
he's never been knocked out.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. So I put a poll out earlier this week on who did you have. Yeah.
Go ahead. Keep going.
And it was who did you have winning the fight? The options were Regis Prograis, Jojo Diaz, or a draw. Starting from bottom to the top, 10% had it a draw, 40% had Jojo Diaz, and 50% had Regis Prograis winning. Mikey, who won this fight, in your opinion?
It was a close fight. It was a close fight. You could see if you said that Prograis landed the more shots. I don't know. It was a good fight. It could have got either way. I don't think there's controversy. It should be controversy of who won the fight. But what a performance by both guys. I don't know. I can't really say.
Yeah. Okay. In my opinion, okay, one of the scorecards was complete garbage, homie. They only had JoJo winning like 2 rounds. That scorecard was trash. All right. As far as Prograis winning, yeah, I thought Prograis did win the fight. JoJo did wobble him a little bit here and there. So JoJo did have his moments, but those were a little bit too more far and few in between, and it never really seemed like Regis 100% got his legs under him, but at the same time, Regis was landing cleaner shots throughout the night. Regis was, letting his hands go and landing good, clean shots. Never really rocked JoJo the way it was the other way around, JoJo rocking Regis, but it wasn't as many shots as Regis was rocking, what was being rocked by JoJo Diaz. So I was just kind of like, nah, we just won this fight. I'd like for them to run it back again. David, should there be a rematch or should they move on? If you're Regis Prograis corner, would you want a rematch or would you just want to move on?
You know what? If I was Regis corner, I'd say move on because he's looking for the big payday. But me as a fan, I agree with G Funky. You know what? Play it back. I could see that being a Barrera, Morales, a trilogy, without a doubt. I could see that being a trilogy. I agree with G Funky. And if they're not going to pay it back, then they're both gatekeepers. But I don't see Regis or JoJo fighting for a title right now. Definitely not. They're gatekeepers or, dude, make a lot of money, do a trilogy. Because next time I think JoJo will beat him. Because those legs, dude, like I agree with you, Mikey. Those legs, you can't lie with the legs, man. They were going out. He's done.
Okay, Mikey, same thing. If you're in Regis Prograis' corner, if you're part of his team and they want to run it back, do you run it back or do you try to move on to something different?
I mean, who's trying to see Regis fight versus who? He's not in the mix.
He's calling out champions, Mikey.
He's calling out champions
because he wants a name.
Yeah, he's a name, former champion. He's a name. Man, if I was Regis, man, give the fans what we want. We want that rematch and the undercard of a good card, good fight. Shoot, that was a great fight. Let's run it back. Like the what's your boy's name from England and all that? They're running it back.
Conor Benn. Yeah,
and they're running it back. So run it back, man. We want that fight.
Hey, should Regis? I mean, look, he's 36 years old. He's older, and I think he believes. I'm not saying I believe this, but I think he believes that winning this fight does propel him to like a championship fight. Like he wants one more big run. Can he get one of those shots, David?
No. You know what? I agree with Pomona. Thank you, Pomona. It's Paulie Ayala who's training JoJo now.
Oh, Paulie Ayala.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, training him out of Texas. So he has to go to the training camp. That's what it is. Thank you, Pomona. I knew it was somebody from Texas. Just couldn't remember former champion Paulie Ayala. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why we're seeing the change. But no, I don't see them offering him the big bag for a championship fight. He'll get knocked out by everybody right
Oh
now.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
his legs. We saw him wiggle.
Okay, but I mean, if you're somebody like a Gary Antoine Russell, wouldn't that be somebody to put under your belt and knock him out?
No, not after we saw this. The next one that he has to fight because he's his mandatory is Ayala. I mean, is Duarte. I mean, he's a WBA and that WBA. So this fight with Duarte it's supposed to be a mandatory. That's where it's supposed to be. I don't see Regis holding up against Matisse, against Teofimo's other champion. The other champion is Gary Russell. Dude, if his legs shook the way they did on the first round with JoJo, dude, they're not going to waste money on that fight. And he could keep dreaming. His best bet, like G Funky says, do a trilogy. They'll make good money. Not millions, but he'll make good money.
And if we're gonna be honest, Jojo Diaz is not like some sort of knockout artist where he packs a huge, powerful punch. So, and he was he was getting Regis Progress on spaghetti legs every now and then. But what about that? What about that, Mikey? What about Duarte versus Regis Progress? Both at 140, they both
Yeah.
won their fights.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like I said, I don't believe it, but he's a named former champion. It looks good under Duarte's name. A sensational knockout by Duarte that will give Duarte the eyes, the eyeballs, the people talking. Oh, Duarte, fight him against Teofimo, fight him against whoever the names at 140. So why not? That, you know what? That does sound. It does sound intriguing if he doesn't fight JoJo, but can he compete? He's gonna get knocked out bad. We've seen what little JoJo did. No pillow hands, JoJo. He has no power, and he shook him. But see, imagine what Duarte does. But he is a name, and that's what boxing is. You have to have names under your belt, and it looks former champion knocking him out cold. Oh, Duarte, the pretty boy, the Mexican champion. There's a lot of promotion, a lot of money behind that if he gets a good knockout. So why not?
All right. So what I believe is, look, if I were him, I would not want any young up and coming guys. If I were Regis Progress, I would not want any young and up and coming guys. I wouldn't want Emiliano Vargas. I wouldn't want any of those dudes because then you know where you stand, right? You're there now just to be that tester. That is it, right? He wants one last shot, right? At 36 years old, I don't think he gets it. So to me, it's either Eduardo Duarte, which that was the whole talks. Hey, the two winners get each other, right? But ever since he fought Jojo Diaz, and it's like, hey man, you know what? We can't want to see this again. I think he moves on. I don't think he goes to a Jojo Diaz fight again, unless they offer him that money, right? If not, I think he goes and fights Eduardo Duarte, and there, I think that's Duarte's chance to really make a name for himself, to get somebody under his belt. And if Jojo can rock him, I think Duarte can actually stop him.
Oh,
So yeah, so we'll see what happens right there. RGBA team has lots 140 pounders. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Let's see what happens next with these two guys. Jojo Diaz. You know, man, I'm before we wrap it up with these two guys, I'll say this about Jojo Diaz. I like the kid. I always rooted for him. He's taking a lot of punishment, man. Like I don't really want
Yeah.
to see him in there in too many wars anymore. If they're gonna do this, if they're gonna have a rematch or try to extend this to a trilogy, cool. But then retire after that. Like Jojo has a lot of scar tissue. He bleeds when he fights. because he's been in there in some battles and everything. And I don't want the guy to go out, all tonto either, man. Like, hey, man, have two more fights with Regis Prograis, or have two more, because he's taking some punishment, man. And I like the guy. I like the guy. So we'll see what happens with that. Hey, listen, fellas, next week we were supposed to have, and we haven't touched on it. I want to get test your temperature on this. We were supposed to have the Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach rematch. It was never officially announced, but there was just, hey, that's the date that we're gonna have it. There's been a whole fiasco. I didn't want to touch on it till more of the story came out, and obviously it's not happening. That fight is not happening. And there's a lot going on. Tank is having some legal issues. I heard something of his trainer. Gosh, what's his name? Tank's trainer.
What's his name? Shit, I forgot.
David, you guys' name? I just had it in my head right now.
I could see him, but I can't
Yeah,
remember.
he just dropped a video. But Calvin Johnson. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yes. Calvin Ford. Yes. Yes. Yeah. He dropped a video talking about it. And David, I'll start with you, man. Lamont Roach, I thought he earned a rematch. There should be a rematch. It's not gonna happen. Tank Davis, apparently he said this was his last year. This dude is going out ass backwards if this is his last year, because this is just all falling apart. What's your thoughts on this, David?
You know what? He's too busy beating up girls, man. You know what I mean? This guy, we as boxing fans, we need to drop this clown. You don't beat up women. You know what I mean? You don't beat up women. You don't. The boxing commission, yeah, they'll drop somebody for fighting. What's his name? The last guy. Remember what's his name? I'm trying to remember his name. They didn't sanction him. But dude, we as fans, we need to drop this clown. You don't go beat up women. That's number one. You don't go beat up women. Is he? I think he is now trying to get a money grab, and I think believe it or not, I believe his next fight is going to be against what's his name of that YouTuber? Jake Paul. And I don't know how that's going to happen. I mean, this vato weighs 200 pounds. This kid over here, he could probably go to 147, but he's 5'2". You know what I mean? How's he going to look at 150? At 160. So, but you know what? He's in it for the money now. His heart isn't in it anymore. Plus, you don't go beat women. We should all basically drop him. And they should take away his belt. Because he's going to be found guilty on this one.
Yeah, JC. Yeah, he's had a lot of trouble. I remember that. He had the hit and run as well. He's had a lot of trouble with the law, man. Again, this fight was never really officially announced for August 16th, but that was all the rumor, and I was waiting for it. I'm like, yeah, because I thought it was a good fight, man. I wanted to see it. I wanted to see the revancha of Lamont Roach and Tank Davis. I actually wanted to see it. And Lamont Roach was moving up from 130 to 135, and he gave him all he can handle. And if you guys remember, that was the whole fiasco of the stuff that, his hair gel got into his eye. He goes to the corner, and I thought that should have been a disqualification. But I'm like, hey, I want to see this rematch. Let's see what happens.
He took the knee. Remember?
He took the knee. Yeah.
We as fans, we need to drop that clown. He's a punk. You don't beat women. He's a punk.
Mikey, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, Tank, his whole career has been a joke. His whole career has been fake. Rehydration clause, catch weights. old opponents. It just, yeah, it drains opponents. It's just, and he got Roach, underestimated Roach. Uh, yeah, it just rumors is that he did this on purpose to get away from this fight because Roach was going to beat him. Roach has his number. There's always a guy that, like I said, that knows you, especially if you spar with him. He knows him. He was his sparring partner. I think he did this on purpose. His way out was getting arrested. Um, yeah, this guy's a clown. I'm tired. I always knew, and now people are finding out he's a clown. He's a clown, man.
Hey,
I'm done.
Mikey, the word clown has some dignity. He's a punk. Let's just
He's a
call him
punk.
a punk. You know what I mean? The word clown has dignity. Little kids, you know what I mean? A punk is
Yeah.
a you don't hit
Yeah,
women.
he is.
You know what I mean?
You don't hit women.
Can
Yeah.
you say it, Cholo? He's a punk?
Yeah, yeah. Look, okay. So okay, yeah, okay. On the personal level, the dude's a punk, man. He
Exactly.
wants to live like this street gangster life or something of that sort. That's on the personal level. On the professional level, if we're gonna be honest, people do tune in to watch him fight. I'm not saying he's a super duper mega star that some people make him out to be, but he does sell pretty decent. He does sell pretty decent, and he is somewhat of a star at least when he fights. People do tune in, and I'll be real with everybody, man. I actually used to like watching him fight. Right when he fights, he gets a lot of hate, and that's fine. I do not defend the guy. I personally, I don't really care for the dude, but I do watch him fight because it's like, hey, he's gonna knock dudes out, right? At the same time, it's like, okay, who's he fighting? Okay, he's not fighting any top guys. We all know that. I was just waiting for it's like, okay, he's getting rid of all these other guys, all these other guys. He's getting rid of them. At some point, he's gonna have to fight somebody, right? Right? Like
Yeah.
I'm just holding on to that. And then when he announced that this was his last year, I'm like, okay, it's his last year. How many guys can he fight that are 130 pounds that he's gonna move up, or a bunch of no names at 135, right? And I was even thinking, it can be somebody, even somebody who lost, even somebody, Cameron Zepeda or somebody, right? And I don't think this guy gets back in the ring this year, if he gets back in the ring at all. I think we do see him come back at some point because I'm not sure how well he took care of his money. I remember about a year and a half ago, there was reports that he had to sell like one of his homes or he got repossessed or something of that sort. So I don't know how well he's doing with his feria. He doesn't strike me as a bright individual that's taking care of himself or taking care of his finances, especially if he keeps on getting himself into legal issues. It's costing money to keep him out of getting incarcerated. That stuff is not coming cheap. It is costing him a lot of money to keep him out. So I do believe we see him fight again. I don't think we see him fight again this year. Uh, David, do you want to see Lamont Roach? Does this make Lamont Roach a little bit of a bigger star? Are
Oh,
people a little bit more interested? Because he's not going to fight Tank Davis next. But does this make him a little bit of a more star? Like, oh, this is the guy that some people believe beat Tank Davis, and Tank Davis is somehow somewhat ducking them to a certain degree. Does this help Lamont Roach, and where does he go from here? Should he stay at 135? Should he go down to
no,
130?
Cholo, he's a 130 fighter. He's a 130 champion. He was
Yeah,
never a 135. He went up to
right.
135. I think that, you know what? He should go down to 135, unite the belt. I mean, 130, unite. He's already a champion there. Unite the belts. We saw that he's a good fighter. I think he could beat everybody at 130 and then come up to 135. By then, Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn, all of them, they're going to be at 140. So you know what? He could still make weight. If he's not, I think, well, going back to Tank, I think that if he's found guilty, which I know he's probably going to be found guilty, he's going to get locked up this time. He's going to do maybe 6 months to a year. You know what? Take the belt away from him. Leave the belt open. Either Lamont Roach stays. I would like to see him go to 130, clean up the division, and then come to 135. And I think he will definitely be somebody to reckon with at 135. Right now, go back.
Hey, you know what, JC?
He does.
You're right. You're right on that, Holmes. A lot of dudes get caught, and it's like, all right, we're gonna give you one more chance, and at that moment, you're feeling it like, all right, cool, but it's not until you actually really pay a price, when you're like, damn, when you lose time, when you lose, things that you can never get back. So yeah, that's why he keeps messing up. Mikey, where does this leave Lamont Roach? He's already saying he's looking to move forward with his career. I think this actually helps his stardom power a little bit, man. Yeah, right. Because he's not the one messing up. He's doing everything to make the fight happen. It's Tank Davis who's the bigger star that's screwing everything up. So I think this actually helps him a little bit more, man. Where does he go from here, Mikey?
Yeah, before this fight, I had no clue who Lamar Roach was. I was like, easy work, knockout, all this, and freaking he surprised us. And not only surprised us, he showed skill, IQ. This guy can fight. He's a champion at 130. I don't know how he got his belt at 130. You know how people get belts. Look at Benavidez. He got that belt. It was an email belt. So I don't know how
he fought for it, Mikey. He
he
fought for it.
Okay. Okay.
Let's talk about the real two-division champion, Rolly Romero. That's
Yeah.
a champ. That's a champ.
Yeah, exactly. So, so I like his skill. He's a good name, and I wouldn't mind seeing him in an undercard. If you throw his name out, Lamont Roach versus this guy, I'm like, okay, I'm down. I'm down to see him. So, yeah, he has a good name behind him right now. Yeah, he has eyes on him right now, and I think he's gonna be all right.
Hey, Demetrio, you ain't right. You're saying he should get love from the homies, dog. Come on.
Oh, he's a punk, Demetrio. You know he's a punk. You don't hit a woman. You don't hit a woman.
Yeah, you know what? Look, whatever Lamont Roach does next, I'm watching. Like, I'm more interested. I would have watched anyway, but I'm watching. I think this actually helps his stock. I think his stock went up. And Tank Davis, whenever Tank Davis comes back, because I'm telling you guys, man, I do believe he will fight. This thing that it is last year, it's been a complete debacle. I don't think he takes care of his finances. I think he will come back, man. That whole Jake Paul thing, that was supposed to be an exhibition. I don't know if that happens. Now there's talks of Jake Paul and AJ, Anthony Joshua. I don't know. I don't think that happens. But, something else that's not happening, at least not this year, gentlemen, is the trilogy between the two Russians in Beterbiev and Bivol. Now, there's all kinds of things circulating all right here, man. Talking about that. Bivol's the one ducking. Bivol's the one running. All right, so originally, and this is just from everything that I've been reading and researching, and I may not be up to date on a lot of things, so forgive me if I'm off on a few things, okay? But the Turk wanted the trilogy, and then what had happened was that Russia got involved. I forgot the guy's name from Russia and said, like, hey, you know what? We want this fight, and we want the fight in Russia. Both of these guys are Russian. Both of these guys are the biggest Russians fighters. It's a trilogy. Both of the fights are pretty even. They want it in Russia. The Turk backed off and said, you guys have it. Bivol and Beterbiev apparently both agreed. And some things fell off. People are blaming Bivol. At the same time, it seems like a sanctioning body, the IBF, which is associated with Russia and some politics are over there, at the same time, kind of seems like Bivol just disappeared. So I understand the criticism for Bivol. I'm not defending him. At the same time, there seems to be some sort of IBF Russia politics going on. But all that being said, Bivol has just disappeared. Like, Beterbiev's team is there, and they're talking, and they're saying, look, we want this. We want to fight. They're showing their face. Bivol has just kind of like faded away into the thin air. He turned into Mike Zavala after, he took the plane to Colombia. We just never heard from him again. It's like, there's nothing. So it does lead people to believe that Bivol is kind of ducking. So much so forth that Beterbiev actually has a fight coming up this year, and it is not against Bivol. Mikey, what's your thoughts on all this?
Yeah, I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think of. I heard something about the Russians. I'm like, the Russians? I thought it was Turkey that was hosting the fight. So I'm confused. I still haven't heard a lot of details in the fight, but according to IBFP, it's a duck by Bivol. and he's known for that. Canelo wants that rematch. He's been ducking Canelo. He wants to fight Canelo at 168 pounds, and Canelo said, no, I want to fight you at 75. And he doesn't want to give Canelo that fight. So where there's smoke, there's fire. This is second time ducking. So I'm going to call it a duck. He's ducking. Where is he? Show some face so we don't talk trash. Beterbiev is talking. Beterbiev already has a fight lined up. So show face. For now, I'm going to call it a duck. Quack, quack.
And that's what I'm saying. And JC, you're right. Beterbiev gave him a rematch immediately, right? Ever since this thing got pushed to Russia, the IBF, whatever they're doing over there, I don't know all their politics and everything. But like you said, Mikey, Beterbiev is showing his face, his team. They're talking. They're out there, and they're saying exactly that. They're saying, Bivol, he just went quiet. Nobody knows where he's at, what he's doing. Just faded off. Like, okay, what's up? David, what's your thoughts on this?
You know what? Why make 50 million when you can make 100 million? And you know what? Those two, they are not going to make 100 million if they do the trilogy. But Beterbiev is fighting on the November 22nd under the Benavides card. Now, the winner of the Benavides fighting Yard, we know that. Beterbiev is fighting another individual. If they win, then they fight. And
Turkey's trying to do that.
The winner of that now fights against Bivol for all the belts for 100 million. So you know what? I think it's a power move. I don't think nobody's ducking anybody. I just think that they're playing a Canelo. They're saying, you know what? You two fight, and then the winner fights me, but not for 50 million. Fight for 100 million, and the Turk will pay 100 million for that fight. And don't you guys want to see Beterbiev and Benavides? I do.
Yeah.
Okay. The winner of that then fights Bivol.
And it's already being set up by Turkey. Turkey's already setting it up. So maybe it's a chess move. I see it.
That was gonna be my next question. Okay, does it upset me that Bivol just kind of seems like he's just faded off into thin air and he's actually it does. It does upset me, especially since Beterbiev gave him the rematch like that. But I think you're onto something, David. And my next question was, is anybody even really excited for the trilogy? I don't really hear many people that want the trilogy. I mean, it's huge in Russia, don't get me wrong, but I don't remember hearing anybody like, oh man, I can't wait for the trilogy. I can't wait for the trilogy. I think people will actually be more excited to see Benavides in there against either one of them, Bivol or Beterbiev, instead of the trilogy.
And it was a boring fight. Both fights were boring. You know what I mean? I mean, they weren't rock'em sock'em robots. It was a boring fight for those. I mean, now if you love boxing, you love styles, then it was a good fight. Me personally, I don't want to see it again. So yeah, I think now they would make $1 million because once again, it's Benavides against Beterbiev, and that would be a damn good fight. I can't wait to see that one.
Mikey. Were you crazy to watch the trilogy, or would you rather watch Benavides against one of these guys?
No, I wasn't crazy for the trilogy. It's going to be the same thing. It's going to be up to the judge's decision who gets the fight. It's going to be another close fight, but it's. I think it takes more of a toll on Bivol. Maybe Bivol said, you know what? I don't want to be another hard training camp, another hard fight, fighting backwards, absorbing shots. It does take a toll out of you. Those fights with Triple G and Canelo, that takes a toll on training camps. That probably takes too much. And he thought about it, like, you know what? I'm gonna sit it out, let these guys fight, then they gotta face me, or he might get a Canelo fight. Canelo has to be in there in those sweepstakes too. There's money there for Bivol too. So he probably sat back and thought about it and like, you know what? Hell no, let these fools fight. I got Canelo and I got whoever wins Beterbiev and Bivol, Beterbiev and Benavides. There's good fights for him. So it was a chess move. Now that they brought it up, I think it was a chess move, man.
Mikey, I got Canelo beating him beating him on the rematch. I got
Oh yeah.
Canelo beating Bivol. Oh, no doubt. I got Canelo beating him.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Some great points you guys brought up, man. And Mikey, I kind of want to echo what you said because I didn't even think about that. You're right. Bivol had two fights with Better BF, who is probably pound for pound the hardest hitter there is. I mean, this dude stops everybody that he's fought except for Bivol, right? So maybe Bivol is like, man, Holmes, you know what, dog? I'm gonna fight this dude 3 times in a year. Like, nah, like nah, man. Let me take some time off. My body took a beating. I'm with you as well, David. Is it a great fight? There, it was a close fight. Both of them were razor thin, sharp, close fights. But yeah, no, this wasn't no Gotti versus Ward. This was no, Barrera Morales. This wasn't any of that. This wasn't no Pacquiao Marquez or anything like that. There were close fights, but I think maybe there is something to be said that Bivol is like, look, I took this dude's punches back to back. I kind of want to take a little step back, let him fight somebody else. It should be Vol fight somebody else though, because if it goes down the way you're saying, David, he needs
Yeah,
to have a fight.
they're already announcing it. He is going to fight a nobody. He is going to
Okay.
fight. I don't have my notes here, but he is going to fight, but it's going to be a nobody. But can you
Yeah.
imagine once Canelo spanks Crawford? I mean, he spanks Crawford, and then in February or in May, now Canelo goes up to 175 to fight for all the belts. Meanwhile, these two locals over here, Better Beef and Benavides, are fighting to see who they're going to fight, either Canelo or Bivol, but Canelo will beat him, and then Canelo say, "Screw you! I'm not going to fight you, Benavides. I'm going down to 168 again or retire." But for that fight against Bivol, he's going to make $500 million for that fight.
Wow.
Jesus.
Good gosh, man. Hey, I tell you, David's thinking big, man.
Oh,
David
Okay.
is thinking huge.
yeah.
Are you sure no se tiene que mochar with the cartel? Because there's rumor on the streets all over the
Oh,
news that
we
Canelo's
can
connected to
get
the cartel.
I know all about that too. I know all about that too, but that'll be a special episode. I know all about it. Yeah.
That's for the members only.
Patreon. That's our Patreon.
I know all about that. Yeah.
Oh
Hey,
man.
guys,
I wanna hear it.
before we wrap it up, just want to talk just a little bit about Oscar De La Hoya, Ryan Garcia here. Oscar De La Hoya was interviewed by Akim Barak, and he said that he asked Ryan Garcia that the contract is few years. Ryan Garcia comes out and says, "No, I just have one more fight with him." Then there were some hard negotiations apparently for the rematch between Ryan and Roldy. Oscar comes out and says, "No." Ryan puts out a video saying like, "Don't call me unless it's $20,000, $20 million." And then Ryan comes out and says, "No, I was just trolling. I didn't mean that." So apparently, this contract is just one fight left. We all know that Ryan is out of there, man. He's out of there once the contract is up. There's talks that maybe it's Pitbull. Now there's talks that they're making some fights here. Maybe a Boots Ennis and Virgil Ortiz and Pitbull versus Ryan Garcia. None of this stuff is done yet, but there's some hard rumors out there. What should be the fight for Ryan Garcia as he exits Golden Boy? And who's going to pick him up, man? I mean, he does sell. Don't get me wrong. He does sell, but he comes with some baggage, man. What's your thoughts, Mikey?
Man, this guy's a headache to deal with. But he is he does have the look, the it factor. He does have knockouts, and then sometimes he's good, sometimes he sucks. I don't know what to expect from this guy, but whoever signs him, they're gonna get their money's worth because if no matter what, he's controversial and he sells. So I'm gonna say whoever picks him up, they'll get their money's worth. They'll get their money's worth.
Okay, all right, David. This is Golden Boy's like last moneymaker. He's got Virgil Ortiz. I just saw a great interview with Virgil today.
Yeah.
Damn, I love this kid, man. I love this kid. This kid is what's everything right about boxing. I don't think Oscar's doing a good job in promoting this kid enough. This guy should be your moneymaker, Oscar. This guy, not this other clown. But oh well, you got the clown, but you got him for one more fight. Uh, what's your thoughts on all this, David?
Hey, brother, with all due respect, I'm gonna step out on this one. I'm gonna step out on this one. I can't stand Ryan. Ryan, dude, I'm gonna step out of this one. You know,
Because your boy, you're close to the Garcia family.
I agree. I agree with Mikey. I agree with Mikey, and I agree with you. Dude, he's not worth my breath. He's
All
not.
right.
He's not worth me saying anything. You know what I mean? This kid is very undisciplined, dude. He's not even worth me even thinking. God bless this kid. He needs professional psychological help. He really does. You know?
And you know what? You know what? Somebody just put it right. Oh, Demetrio did. MVP. By the way, MVP just signed an Olympian. Jake Paul. That's Jake Paul's
Yeah,
promotion.
that would be
As,
perfect.
Yeah.
and look, as much as everybody wants to take Jake Paul as a joke, and I'm not telling you not to take him as a joke, but his promotion, they're signing a lot of women, and he is very good and close with the amateurs in boxing. So that's how they were able to sign a heavyweight. They just signed him, I think, yesterday or today to MVP. So you could think Jake Paul is a joke, but he's real about his promotion, and they're going to be signing some fighters that maybe not too many people know, but he is roots deep into the amateurs, man. So he knows some of
And
these
you
guys.
know what, Bruno? I forgot about it. That's a perfect landing for Ryan. That's a
Yeah,
perfect landing for Ryan.
Yeah.
yeah,
He's a Twitter fighter. That's a
Mhm.
perfect landing for Ryan. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So well, we'll see what happens, man. Anything else, gentlemen, before we wrap it up?
Well, tomorrow isn't there a big fight tomorrow? That young heavyweight, their up and comer,
Oh
Itama,
yeah.
he's fighting tomorrow.
Yeah, he's
And then
fighting. He's
Ethan,
in a pay-per-view fight,
Ball
right?
is fighting too, right? Ball is fighting too. He's at 5'2", 126
yeah,
fighter
yes, across the pond.
across the pond. And then Itama, he's a young kid that they're saying that he's the next
Yeah.
Usyk, right? They're saying he's the next Usyk. What do you guys think about him?
He's good. He's a southpaw, light-skinned kid, right? He's light-skinned
Right?
kid.
He
Yeah,
looks
he's a good.
Samoan.
I like him.
Samoan.
Samoan kid. Yeah, he hits hard, lefty, young, charismatic. He could be the next star in the heavyweight division. I don't know a lot about him. My friend sent me videos, and I'm like, I'll keep an eye on him. And yeah, they're moving him, and they say he might fight Usyk in the near future, but he's too green, too green.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's fighting White tomorrow.
yeah. Pay-per-view.
Yeah, and that's ridiculous, dog. That it's pay per view. It's the zone. Like I heard Steve Kim say this, that the zone is now the biggest ripoff there is out there, because you pay for the subscription and then you pay for these pay per views, and even this fight that on this side of the world, not too many people know. Nobody's really watching Dillian fight like that, and it's pay per view. You have to pay per view on top of your DAZN
Yeah.
subscription. It's like, good gosh, man. Like I don't know what's up with all this, but yeah, I don't know too much about him. I don't think he's the next Usyk, the little that I've seen, but I do like Nick Ball. That dude's a little Tasmanian devil. That guy is fun to watch. I like watching him fight. So I mean, we'll see what's up with that. What's up, Joaquin? Yeah, it's I don't damn all that, man. Damn all that. I don't know, but we're getting into a bunch of apps, and we'll see what happens. So all right, oh, David, you want to talk about it, or you have something to say about the heavyweight or
No,
Nick
no, that
Ball?
was it. No, that was it. I just didn't know. I don't know if you had forgotten about that fight tomorrow.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm gonna watch it. It's just not too many people pay attention to what's going on across the pond, man. But if you guys want, we could spend an hour talking about Connor Ben because I think he's doing some great things, man.
Yeah.
That is El Gran Chingon, El Mero Mero One, Mr. David Contreras, back from South America to tell the story. One, Mr. Mike Zavala from Mikey TV. Cholo Trucker, whatever you guys do this weekend, be safe doing this so we can come back and do it again. Catch you guys on the next round.
All right, gentlemen.